Welcome to London City Girl. Today we're going to count down the top 10 Hollywood actors who unwittingly passed up a great movie role. At number 10 is Sarah Michelle Gellar, who almost played Cher Horowitz in Clueless. The actress had to turn down the part as she was starring in the soap opera All My Children at the time, and filming Clueless would have conflicted with her schedule. Director Amy Heckerling then asked casting directors to track down that girl from the Aerosmith videos, who turned out to be Alicia Silverstone. Silverstone then made the part her own, and Clueless went on to become a modern classic. At number 9 is Angelina Jolie, who was offered the role of Dr. Ryan Stone in Gravity. Both the director and the studio were keen to work with Jolie, believing her to be one of the few actresses who had the box office pull to carry an entire film. But Jolie turned down the role in order to focus on her own directing projects. The part eventually went to Sandra Bullock, and the film became one of the most successful box office hits of all time. The film won 7 Academy Awards, and Bullock will reportedly earn over $70 million from the film when all revenue streams are factored in. This is not the first time Bullock has reaped the benefits of another actress's decision to turn down a role. Halle Berry refused the part of Annie in Speed, which was Bullock's breakthrough role, and Julia Roberts turned down the part of Leanne Tui in The Blind Side, for which Bullock earned her Best Actress Oscar. At number 8 is Jack Nicholson, who turned down an offer to play Michael Corleone in The Godfather. In an interview with Movie Line, he gave his reasoning, saying, "Back then I believed that Indians should play Indians and Italians should play Italians. There were a lot of actors who could have played Michael, myself included, but Al Pacino was Michael Corleone. I can't think of a better compliment to pay him." Director Francis Ford Coppola was of the same opinion and had to fight hard for the studio to accept Pacino as the lead. In fact, it was only the director's threat of resignation that made the studio bosses relent over the casting choice. Pacino went on to give a performance that has become iconic. At number 7 is Anne Hathaway, who was set to play Alison Scott in Knocked Up. Hathaway was the original choice for the female lead, but she left the project over the director Judd Apatow's decision to use real footage of a woman giving birth. Then entered Grey's Anatomy star Katherine Heigl, who won the role, and it propelled her career onto the big screen. Heigl and Apatow later fell out after she criticised the film as sexist. At number 6 is Henry Winkler, aka the Fonz from Happy Days, who was offered the part of Danny in Grease. The actor, already having played a similar role in coming-of-age drama The Lords of Flatbush, as well as Happy Days, turned down the part for fear of being typecast. The part then went on to John Travolta. Winkler later admitted regretting the decision and is quoted as saying, "I was asked to be in Grease, but I decided I didn't want to be typecast. But what I didn't realise was that I already was. That's why John Travolta went on to buy his own plane, and I just went home." At number 5 is Daryl Hannah, who refused the role of kind-hearted prostitute Vivian Ward in Pretty Woman. Hannah felt the role was degrading to women, and she was not the only one. A whole host of well-known Hollywood actresses turned down the role, including Michelle Pfeiffer, Meg Ryan, and Molly Ringwald. The part was then given to a lesser-known actress, Julia Roberts. The film became a global smash and made Roberts a star. At number 4 is Molly Ringwald, who refused the chance to play Patrick Swayze's grieving girlfriend, Molly Jensen, in Ghost. 80s teen superstar Ringwald passed up not just Pretty Woman, but also Ghost. Had she taken on both roles, her career may have unfolded quite differently. When asked about the roles in an interview with The Hollywood Courant, she is quoted as saying, "I've made what people would consider mistakes, but I totally know why I made those choices. You never know when you read a script how it's going to turn out because so much depends on the collaboration between people. If I'd been in some of the movies I'd turned down, maybe they wouldn't have been a success." At number 3 is Eric Stoltz, who almost played Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox was always the first choice for the role, but he was filming the TV show Family Ties at the time, so Eric Stoltz got the role instead. But 4 weeks into filming, the director knew Stoltz was miscast, and by mutual agreement, the filmmakers and Stoltz amicably parted ways. This decision added $3 million to the filming costs. As luck would have it, Fox's schedule then opened up, and on the understanding that Fox would make family ties his priority, he was allowed by his TV network to take on the role of Marty McFly, and the rest is history. At number 2 is Will Smith, who was offered the role of Neo in The Matrix. Smith refused the part when he couldn't buy into the concept. He later told the Sun newspaper, "It's a hard movie to pitch. You know, everyone lives inside a computer. It was only when I saw it that I really got it." Smith opted to star in the critically panned Wild Wild West instead, and the role of Neo went to Keanu Reeves. At number 1 is Marilyn Monroe, who was originally set to star as Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's. In fact, the role was written for the Hollywood sex symbol, but then she pulled out on the advice of her acting coach, who felt playing a call girl would damage the actress's image. When Paramount then offered the film to Audrey Hepburn, Truman Capote was outraged. Capote was the man behind the original novella on which the film was based, and he publicly stated he felt Hepburn was grossly miscast. Nevertheless, Hepburn was Holly Golightly, bringing to the movie her characteristic style. The film became a classic, and the part is considered one of Hepburn's pivotal roles. That concludes our list of top 10 actors who missed out on a great role. We hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, for more videos like this, subscribe to London City Girl, and we'll see you next time.